Hello, Vana community. This is Sara and Kat doing a response to Mr. Mrhoffame Brandon. First of all, I wanted to say that I hope you all, and Brandon as well, of course, have had a great weekend. It was raining here in Sweden on Saturday, and actually might have been raining in the whole of Sweden, but we went out anyway to a national park and climbed into the woods, and I mean really climbed over cliffs and roots and stuff, and went to some holy ancient pagan places, actually, where they sacrificed to the ancient northern gods, and it was really special. We have lots of nice nature here in Sweden, and it's really magical. So that was nice. Yesterday I painted my summer house, so that's why I'm having a bit of white paint everywhere and a bit red here and there too. And that's also in the forest, so lots and lots of nice fresh air, but not lots of records, unfortunately, so I need to catch up now this week. Anyway, enough babbling. I was very excited, and it's a pleasure to do an answer to this thread. Brandon asked us to show us 5 hard rock metal records that we would recommend to someone who was a metal and hard rock virgin, so to speak. And man, that's both easy and very tough task to do, because you know, when I meet someone who hasn't heard lots of metal or hard rock, I just want to sit down and have a long talk, a couple of days or so, and just play a bunch of things. And you can never stop, actually. You can play all the way stuff from the 60s and lots of stuff in the 70s, and lots of good 80s stuff. For me it is thrash and beginning of death metal, and just 90s stuff, like black metal, and also some very good heavy metal. But I will try not to be too extreme in this thread now, because a friend of mine asked me some weeks ago. She had never really listened to metal. She's a bit younger than me, and she lives quite far away, so she asked me, you know, Sara, what should I listen to? You know, I really want to listen to something more heavy, and of course I started with some Sabbath and stuff, but then I just went completely mad and just into extreme black and death. I just gave her a bunch of stuff to check out, a bunch of names, and she got really happy. But someone who doesn't know me, or I would go a bit slower then, and just begin with a few things I think everyone, not just hard rock or metal fans, need to listen to. So the cat here also recommend this stuff, because, you know, she actually loves metal. Her favorite artist ever, I think, is King Diamond, and she is her she's the second black cat I have. I had, of course, another cat as well, but the black cats which I've had all seem to love metal, which is some very weird stereotypical stuff. But my first one, which was a really cool dude, he loved Black Sabbath. So let's start off with that. The first record, I would say you need to hear this. Have you ever heard of Black Sabbath? And if the person would say no, I will say, where have you been? But okay, I will help you to travel into the world of Black Sabbath, and you need to start with this. Of course, Black Sabbath with Paranoid, with a weird color. I love Black Sabbath myself, so this is my swirl copy. But of course, what can I say about this? Any of the maybe 5 or 6 first Black Sabbath albums you need to hear. My favorite period is of course the one with Ozzy. Has always been, even though I love my Dio as well, and Iron Gillan, but I love this one, and I could recommend the first album or Volume 4, Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, and so on, Master of Reality, but this is quite easy to listen to somewhat, and a good start to Black Sabbath. And of course it has a very, very, very good sound. I spoke to someone, and if you are going to test your stereo or something, you can use some Paranoid to see if it's good, if it has the right settings or the right sound. And yeah, with songs like Paranoid, of course, but not only that, War Pigs, Iron Man, of course, and I love the Slow Planet Caravan, Electric Funeral, Rats Out, and Fairies Wear Boots. One of my all-time favorite Black Sabbath songs, Fairies Wear Boots. And my dad really loved that song, and he loved when I played this record. So rest in peace, Father. This is for you, and anyone should listen to this. I can't understand if someone does not like that album. I mean, I would say put that on. You can lend a copy of me, because I have another one. Put it on, headphones on, and just relax and just discover the beginning of metal and of course hard rock, 70s stuff. Next one is not as evil or occult sounding, but essential anyway. Really, really, really early hard rock, also the foundation of metal and a metal genre for me. And this is of course Deep Purple with their live record, the first live record made in Japan. And this is of course a double album. Mine is quite worn and torn, but I need to get another copy, but it sounds brilliant. So I just love this, you know, with Ian Gillan on vocals, man, Richie Blackmore on guitar. This is a very good start to early hard rock and Deep Purple. The heavier, more heavier stuff. At first they played, of course, you know, psychedelic stuff more. But this is, you know, this is recorded in 72. That's 40 years ago. This is in mid-August. You know, the 16th, 15th to the 17th of August in 72. This is history. I love the long version, jammy version of Child in Time. That's a great, one of the greatest soft songs ever. And of course things like Highway Star, Strange Kind of Woman, Smoke on the Water, Space Trucking. Man, you need to hear this. If you do not like this, what's wrong? What's wrong with it? You know? Something's missing. Something else which might be missing in your life, you know, if you want to discover some good stuff. This is also 70s stuff. I'm trying to teach the foundation. I wish it was like top 20s albums or so. You have to begin with a good foundation, a good start, and then just maybe quite fast go into the more heavy stuff. But let's do it a bit smooth, but great still. Right hip, Look at Yourself. Wow. The mirror cover. This is gonna glare everywhere. This is a great album, and one of my favorite right hip albums. This is of course one of my favorite vocalists, David Byron. Hello, bye bye cat. On vocals. Yeah. Recorded in July 71. With songs like Look at Yourself, which is great. I Want to Be Free, Shadows of Grief, and Love Machine. Listen to this. No, Demons and Wizards and Birthdays, Magician's Birthday and Salisbury and stuff, but start with this if you want to hear some heavy good stuff with a great vocalist. Then we'll go to the 80s, we'll travel there, and everyone has oh, did you break yourself there? Sorry. Everyone has heard of Iron Maiden, and this is Power Slave, one of my favorite Iron Maiden albums, of course, with songs like Aces High, 2 Minutes to Midnight, Power Slave, and of course the brilliant Rime of the Ancient Mariner. I've seen Maiden only twice now, but the first time I saw them, they did Rime of the Ancient Mariner, and it was very dramatic, so brilliant. But this, you know, you can start with the first Iron Maiden, you can start with Number of the Beast or whatever, but I would say try this on. You know, Number of the Beast, of course one has to listen to, but try this. Listen to 2 Minutes to Midnight and get blown away. Okay, the last album, the 5th album, and I was thinking very long time, and I was thinking about, you know, of course the obvious choices, you know, AC/DC, maybe some Highway to Hell or Powerage, or something. And I was thinking about, you know, obvious choices, Master of Puppets with Metallica, which is one of my favorite ones. And you said, Brandon, that you didn't think, or you thought that maybe not recommend some trashy stuff, some heavy stuff to, you know, scare people off. And I do agree somewhat with you. I do agree, but I just couldn't help myself, you know. I'm like that. I take a couple of, you know, foundation albums, and then I just, you need to hear this, just to to show that there are more extreme, more heavy stuff around the corner. So if you want to, you can listen to this stuff. If you don't want to, you can stay in the foundation and just move your way up slowly. But I'm not like that, so I take a minute or two to just lay down the basics, and then I go into exciter mode. Heavy Metal Maniac. This, yeah. Of course there is Slayer. Of course there is Metallica, and I love some Sodom and stuff. This is some speed trashy stuff from Canada in the 80s. From 83, Heavy Metal Maniac, the first album from Exciter, and oh man, this is brilliant. I love my old, you know, Metallica and stuff and Slayer, but this is a bit more obscure, and I just love the way he screams, you know, in Heavy Metal Maniac. That is one song that is a theme song for people, you know, who like a bit more heavy stuff, at least for me. The Holocaust, Iron Dog's Mistress of Evil, Rising of the Dead, Black Witch, Cry of the Banshee. You know, this has everything you'd want in a speed trash record. The first 3 albums are great, but this is the best for me. As you know, they're still, as you may know, they're still playing now, and but this is the best. And the vocalist, who also plays the drums, just like in Autopsy, where the drummer sings. He's so good at screaming, you know. Man, Exciter. Listen to some Black Sabbath, some Deep Purple, some Uriah Heep, some Maiden, and just to show you that there's old stuff which are quite heavy, Exciter. And this is a brilliant cover. Yeah. So that is my response. I can put bunch of other records afterwards, you know, if we had a top 10, 20, 30, 100 or something, you know. I'm thinking about everything from, you know, Emperor to Dissection, you know, Morbid Angel and stuff, but I am trying to calm down. So, at one really heavy record, I'm pleased with that. So I hope you've enjoyed this thread. Thank you, Brandon, for this, and I hope that you'll return. Bye.